Rising everybody, and welcome to my latest episode of New to Me, hosted by at Kimmy's Kitchen and More. This is an open collab, anybody can join in. All you need to do is hashtag new to me, hashtag open collab. Don't forget to tag Kimmy's Kitchen and More so we can come over and see what is new to you. It doesn't have to be brand new, it can be second hand, it can be a gift, anything that you've newly acquired. I've got a few things to show you today. The first thing is this fabulous jumper. I do like this. It feels soft. I do like my knits. I love sweaters. I'm not especially fond of high necks. This isn't too far up the neck and that'll do me just grand. Now this had been £25 from my friend Wendy's shop at Mayfair in the foyer of the Petticoat Lane Emporium, Ramsgate. Of course, my friend Wendy is also behind Florence Lifestyle over in Birchington-on-Sea, which has taken the village by storm. So this one has been designed in the UK, designed in London. Yeah, I think it's very beautiful. I love the colours. It reminds me of a variation really on the Greek key, but instead of the key shape, it's just straight lines. But it's a very similar colourway. It's in a smaller size. Most of the clothing is free size, so this will probably go up to maybe a size 16 in the UK, which is size 12 in the USA, I believe. Anyway, it's very beautiful and I'm looking forward to wearing it. It feels very tactile. Today's tea is green tea. Now, green tea, like a lot of herbal teas, you allow the kettle to be off the boil before you pour, then more of the properties remain. So I boil the kettle up and then leave it a couple of minutes or so before pouring the drink. It's a lovely cuppa. It's got a lot of antioxidant properties and many other benefits. It can also help to lower blood pressure, and especially if you're stressed like most people are at this time of the year. It does everybody good to be mindful of such things. Blood pressure is often known as the silent killer for a very good reason. Now these are some PJs. I actually bought these off a seller on eBay, an independent seller. They're by Marks and Spencer. They were £12.50 and they're pure cotton. I love natural fibres. With nightwear, cotton for me is essential. Sometimes I get very hot, and because I haven't got a very good heating and cooling system in my body with the fibromyalgia, once I get hot I can't cool down, and once I'm cold I can't get warm. Now these look nice and cosy. I like wandering around in jammy bottoms during the day if I'm not going out anywhere, as you've probably seen from one or two of my videos. I like the tartan design. I usually wear a normal jumper during the day if I'm wearing jammy bottoms, because I don't want cooking smells really on the top. It's the top that's going to be affected more than the bottoms really. I like the bright red shade as well. It looks a bit different from the photograph, but I guess that's another colourway. I like these ones, and these are size 12 to 14, so that's size 8 to 10 in the US, I believe. I'm kind of round about a size 13. I can get in some 12s, but not everything. I've got hips. I think a goal is to try and just get down to a 12 in everything. When I was young, in my 20s, I was only a size 8, a small 8. I had a 22.5-inch waist, and your typical Marilyn Monroe hourglass figure. Sadly, those days are long gone. I'm looking forward to trying them. They feel really nice and cosy. The next thing I have to show you today is this. This is called Health Earthed, the nature cure from Earth's energy. It's an earthing sheet. It's organic cotton. It's a flat sheet. And I already have had one for quite a long time, but only a single size, and that was nearly £30. I'm going back a couple of years. This one also came from an independent trader on eBay, based in Manchester, not China, and it fits over the whole bed. We ordered a king size. It cost £45-ish, I think, which is really good price. I think they've come down quite a bit in the last couple of years. There was money off it. I think it was supposed to be £54 originally. So the idea is that you plug them in. There's a plug and something similar to a USB, but a little round shape. You plug in and you plug it into the wall with your normal plug, and then the silver fibres emit this healing energy. You don't have to have one covering the whole of your body. It can just be the feet or the middle of the back, say, for example. But I decided that a bigger one would be more suitable. Dan also has one or two aches and pains, mostly from all the driving he does. He suffers with his knee and his ankle. He's got a slight club foot as well, so he has problems when he's walking. He can get problems with his ankle. It's one of those things, unfortunately. But they're very good. They are washable, but only iron them on cool. This says grounding flat sheet, size 193 to 203 centimetres, material with silver fibre, UK. This is a nice reusable bag. I like these zip bags. I've got 2 or 3 from purchases elsewhere for different things, and I keep my undies and socks and bras in there. Let's have the plug in. There's instructions on how to use it. And then a little bit of information. The benefit of earthing, a few things, not just aches and pains, but improve sleep, reduce snore, regulate your hormones, improve blood circulation, and that's really important as well if you suffer from things like arthritis or back injury. Reduce stress, anxiety, irritability. That's the whole point. Grounding. Reduce electrosensitivity. Some of us are very sensitive, hypersensitive to electromagnetic frequencies, so that's good. Maintain bioelectrical balance and supply electrons in times of normal inflammatory requirements. Because we're like a grid system. If you think of the matrix in the world that we live in, and we all know about the matrix, or most of us do, your body is also a matrix. So you've almost like a circuit board. So anti-aging, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, improve immune function, accelerated recovery from intense athletic activity, if you've overdone it in the gym, for example. So that is just hunky-dory. It says to wash it weekly in a washing machine with warm water. Wash with towel or linens for optimal silver shine. Dry in a dry on low or line dry. Use a liquid laundry detergent. It's good to wash your pillowcase. It will not be harmed by washing. In fact, it is beneficial. Washing in warm water strips body sweat and natural skin oils from the silver, keeping it conductive. Well, I mean, whoever wrote the instructions, it's not a pillowcase, it's a bed sheet. That I presume these instructions have been written generically. No bleaching, no softeners, no whitening detergents, oxy detergents, or detergents with oils like lavender or coconut oil. And don't use fabric conditioners either, which is a big one. I just use normal non-bio. And I'm not using oxy. I often put oxy in washes, but I'm mindful not to with this sort of thing. Bleach, lotions and oils can tarnish the silver, rendering it non-conductive. Fabric softener builds up on the silver and also ruins its conductive properties. It's advised to wait 1 hour to use the product after applying lotion to the skin. Very sensible. Of course, if you're wearing pyjamas or other nightwear, it may not be quite as important, but only use a cool iron or you'll render your sheet useless. So it gives you all the instructions there, look. I think they are absolutely amazing. I've wanted a new one for a while now. So beneficial to the health. The last thing I want to show you today is this fabulous book that I treated myself to between Christmas and the New Year. It's Plant to Plate by Gaz Oakley, at Gaz Oakley Chef here on YouTube. He specialises in vegetarian and vegan recipes. There's a lot of fermenting, foraging. This is a lovely ferment recipe. Beautiful photos. Now you can buy it from Waterstones or Amazon, but I ordered it from Gareth or Gaz from his website. I got it signed, which is nice, which was one of the benefits of getting it from the website rather than going into Waterstones. And also his mum ships them out, so it's a very personal service. And he and his girlfriend Tegan have recently welcomed their baby daughter into the world. Now, a few years ago he was a very busy London chef, and then after the global incident he returned to his Welsh roots for a quieter life with a slower pace. So he's into the slow living movement as well. Another channel to look at if you're into the slow living is Hannah's channel at Real Vintage Doll's House, and she's really into the 1940s, as am I. So this book contains all you need to know about different ingredients. The emphasis is always on fresh, organic, from a farm shop for example, or if you've got an allotment or a patch in the garden, homegrown, or maybe you've foraged it as well, or you might have bought the ingredients from a farmer's market or an organic veg box scheme. Anyway, the emphasis is on natural, free from preservatives and any nasties, organic, and also without meat, plant-based. So if you have a friend, for example, who is a vegetarian or vegan, you're not short of recipe ideas here. And some of these look fantastic. I do like this potato and green bean salad. He also takes you through different fermenting methods as well, so you can produce your own ferments like kombucha and kimchi. I make kimchi a lot and I usually put ginger in, and he's done his own brewing as well, and all manner of things in the old-fashioned natural way. And I think that's amazing and wonderful in this age where everything is pre-packaged or produced by a machine, sourced from a supermarket, that sort of thing. It's a whole new ball game to The majority of people probably. I mean, I was brought up with a lot of scratch cooked food. I was brought up very much with 1940s and 1950s cuisine. We didn't have much money, and well, my grannies both had to watch the pennies most of their lives. My maternal granny, she was a housekeeper, so every penny had to be accounted for. And my Scottish granny, she was a professional cook, and she had 2 children to raise. And my other nan had my mum to raise, so they had no man about the house to do anything for them, and they had to do everything and provide everything themselves to keep kith and kin together. This is a rather nice recipe as well. Whole roast carrot, olive and sun-dried tomato cream tart. That sounds yummy. There it is, look. I had one similar to that when I was in Norwich with Dan back in September. The food was delicious there. It's in the old part of the city. And then that shows you how to dry tomatoes. So if you've grown your own tomatoes, it takes you through the steps for drying out your tomatoes. And it's a good way of preserving your own produce for over the winter months. There's various mushroom recipes as well. Dan loves mushrooms. I don't like them at all. But we're both very into foraging. And, well, we believe that it's an insult to Mother Nature just to leave stuff rotting on the trees and the boughs if they don't belong to somebody. We wouldn't go nicking apples off somebody's tree that was in their garden, even if it was overhanging. But if you're out and about in nature, why not pick a few things? But only pick what you need. I enjoy blackberry picking, for example. There's a recipe here, burnt onion hummus with crispy onions. Now that looks good. Yum. I can't wait to try some of these recipes. So those are my looksies for today. Which item do you like best? Please do comment. Do you like this smashing book, which I can't wait to tuck into with the eyes? I'm not going to eat it. I might make and eat some of the food that is shown in this book. Do you like the PJs? I think they're gorgeous, fun, soft, beautiful. Can't wait to put those on later. All this fabulous grounding sheet. Or my fabulous new jumper. I love these colours. So gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Anyway, do let me know down in the comments. Also, please share and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I really appreciate your support. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another one. So bye for now.